So today's flow is an anti-stress flow. So thinking about all that tightness and that tension that you're carrying in your body right now, this flow is 10 minutes and will leave you feeling lighter and freer. So you don't need any equipment at all. If you have a mat, then that's great. If not, then a towel or a soft surface is absolutely fine too. Remember, if you have any injuries or any limitations, do not push something that hurts or that doesn't feel right. Think about modifying, think about moving in a way that feels good with your body, moving intuitively, not forcing, not pushing. So we're going to start standing up. So if you are on a mat, then just come into the back of your mat, taking the feet about hip width apart, lifting up all 10 toes, spreading them nice and wide, and then just grounding them one by one down. Then just taking a little bit of a rock backwards and forwards. So really think about coming onto the balls of your feet and then onto your heels and really grounding those feet down into the ground. Just tucking that pelvis under nice and tight. Take the hands by the sides, give the shoulders a really big roll. 1. Really big roll. 2. And just come back to standing. Just relax those shoulders. Close off the eyes. Notice if the jaw's tight. If there's tension in the neck and the shoulders, and just let it go. Just release. From here, just tuck the chin down into the chest. So really think about lengthening into the back of the neck. Round the shoulders, draw the navel into the spine, and we're just going to come down into a Jefferson Curl. So keep the legs as straight as you can and just roll all the way down. If the hands can touch the floor, just take the hands down to the floor. Tuck the chin into the chest, and then we're going to come all the way back up. So really ground into the feet. Slowly, 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 and roll. So imagine that you're almost just curling the spine. When you get to the top, shoulders a big roll. We'll do that again. So tuck the chin into the chest, roll all the way down. Really draw that navel into the spine. Round the shoulders. Just let these arms just hang super heavy, and then soften those knees off. Take the hands down to the floor. So bend those knees as much as you need to take the hands down to the floor. And again, just rock gently backwards and forwards between the heels and the toes. If this is too much, you can just put a table, a chair, a block in front of you if you need to elevate here. From here, just take the feet a little bit wider. So we're going to hip width. A little bit wider, walk those hands forwards and come into downward facing dog. So spread those fingers nice and wide. Soften the knees again if you need to. Think about really pressing into the hands, looking between the ankles or the knees. And just swaying those hips from side to side. Again, just moving in a way that feels good. From here, come down onto the knees. Take the big toes to touch and take the knees nice and wide. Sink seat back to heels. Come into child's pose. Reach those hands and take the forehead down. Again, you can take the head and neck from side to side, just releasing that neck. And maybe just shifting the hips from side to side, so thigh to thigh. Just think about releasing. Notice if any tensions come back into the jaw and just letting it go. And then just come to rest. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And from here, we're going to come up onto all fours. So we come in to that tabletop pose. So take the shoulders, wrists and elbows in one nice long line, coming into cat and cow. So as you breathe in, as you inhale, think about lifting the chest, lifting that tailbone, lift that chin up towards the sky. As you exhale, press into the hands around the shoulders, navel to spine. Inhale, drop the belly, really arching into that low back. Exhale. One more here. Inhale, drop the belly. Lift the chest, lift the chin, lift that tailbone, lengthen it all out, and then exhale back. From here, we're just going to shift those knees back. We're going to drop the hips down and we're going to come into upward facing dog. So again, shoulders, elbows and wrists in one nice long line. Lifting up here. Think about really relaxing those shoulders. So try not to clump forward here. Relax those shoulders. If that feels okay, just take a look over the right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Take a look over the left shoulder. Bring it back to center one more time over the right. And center. And the left. And center. Shift it back, coming back to child's pose. Sink it back. Extend those arms. Forehead down. Again, maybe swaying from side to side. So if you have tightness in that low back, just gently from side to side. And sometimes feel really good just to release. And then thinking about getting into the hips a little bit now. So coming back onto all fours, coming back into tabletop. We're going to step that right foot forwards, coming into a low lunge. So keeping the left knee down. So right knee over right ankle. And just sway it out from side to side. So just gently using that shoulder. So using the right shoulder and the right arm just on the inside of the right knee. Just rocking it out from side to side. Trying to keep that right foot down all the time. You can place the right hand on the right foot if you need to. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, take the right hand to the right knee and just gently pressing it out. Again, keeping it moving. So we're really thinking about mobilizing these joints. And then just coming to stationary. Tucking the toes on the left foot, lift that left knee and just give that left leg a squeeze. You can still keep with that rocking if that feels good. And then dropping down. So we're going to switch over to the other side now. So bring that right knee back, bring that left foot forwards. Again, coming into this low lunge, taking left knee over left ankle and just putting that movement in. So again, rocking it from side to side. If you need to, place the left hand onto the left foot, trying to keep this left foot down. Again, if you want to get a little bit further, just using that left hand. If not, then you can use this left shoulder, this left arm. Really think about loosening up those hips. Again, notice if that tension's come back into the neck, the shoulders, into the jaw, and just relaxing, just releasing, just letting it go. And again, tuck those right toes, lift that right knee, give that right leg a squeeze. Again, if it feels good, putting that little bit of movement in. From here, keeping the right toes tucked, we're going to step left foot back to meet right, coming back into that downward facing dog. Looking between the ankles or the knees, really press into the hands now and think about really lengthening through the upper back, so sending the hips as high as you can. Remember, you can keep those knees soft if you need to. Just really think about that upper body. So press into the hands, lengthen the hips up to the sky. Again, movement if that feels good. Take some nice deep breaths. From here, we're going to take those feet just a little bit further apart now. You're going to start to walk the hands back towards the feet. And as you do, you're going to start to bend the knees. We're coming down into a low squat position. So taking the feet very slightly wider than you probably normally would. Take the the elbows inside of the knees. Place the hands together and just gently shifting it out from side to side. Again, this is a real good one for that low back. If this is too much, you can place some blocks or you can place some books or something underneath the heels if you can't get those heels down to the floor. If you are struggling in this position, then that might be a lack of ankle mobility, which again is something that you might need to focus on and work on. From here, then just planting the hands down, lift the hips up, just shuffle those feet in, back to shoulder width, tuck that chin into the chest, and we're just going to roll back up. So the same way as we started, we're going to roll back up, press into those feet, straighten those legs off, come back up to standing, give those shoulders a big roll one. Give the shoulders a big roll two. Sweep the hands up, catch hold of either elbow. Take it over to the right. And center. Take it over to the left. and center, and just take it from side to side. Release those hands, big sweep. And you are done. That is your 10-minute anti-stress mobility.